Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello civil engineers and welcome back to Civil 53 Next. If you are just joining us, in our last two videos we dove into the basic of ETABS. Today we are going to take things a step further. Imagine you are handed a blueprint for a new building, one that will change the skyline of the city. Now we need to bring that vision to life on screen, step by step. Today we are not just drawing, we are laying the foundation for something big. Let's get started. Before we even start drawing, we need to think about our model's layout. Picture it in your mind. A building with multiple floors, beams and columns, just like laying bricks to build a wall. We need to place each component where it belongs. So let's open ETABS and I will show you how to create that foundation. Here, this is the ETABS icon. To start it, double click on it. Let's continue from where we stopped last time. If you remember, we talked about units and we discussed the grid, but we decided to leave it plain. We also introduced the sections, columns, beams, slabs and shear walls. Today it's finally time to start drawing our model. Here is our architectural plan. The very first step we need to do is create the grid. Think of the grid like the streets of a city. Later on, all the traffic, the buildings, the life of the city will follow these lines. In ETABS, it's the same. Every column, every beam, every slab, they all need to set on a clear grid. Without it, the whole structures get lost. So let's open the grid editor. So left click, add modify grids. As we can see here, we have a grid system, which is G1, and our story data that we have created last lectures. So here in G1, click on modify show grid system. So here we are, this is the grid system data. We have talked in details about both display grid data as ordinate, display grid data as spacing. Now let's bring our plan to check out the grids. I recommended you to print it out and hold it in your hand to work faster, or else just do like me. So here we are, this is our grid system that we need to draw now. Let's assume this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, and here we will name it like A, B, C, D and E. Okay, as we said before, what we need to enter is this spacing. So 3.31, 2.92, 1.11, 2.80, 0.98. So how many grids do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get back to ETABS. We will use ordinate. So here we will add 6. Am I right? No. Let me clean this screen. We will add 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 7 because we will start with 0. The first value was 3.31, 3.31. And since we are using as ordinate, then means we have to add. So 3.31 plus 2.92, 2.92, 6.23, 1.11 plus 6.23. This is if you want to work with ordinates. I don't like it. We will be working with the grid data as a spacing. This is much more easier. Now delete, delete, delete. So we will add 6 grids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have to finish it with 0, 7. So start with X spacing, 3.31, then 2.92, 2.92, 1.11, 2.80, 0.98. So finished with 0. Now done with X spacing, we will go to Y spacing. So here in Y, we have the first value is 4.78, 3.89, 4.29, then 3.41. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First value was 4.78, 4.78, 3.89, then 4.29, 4.29, then 3.41, 3.41, and we should end it with 0. See, it becomes 2 zeros, I forgot. Now here, 3.41, 3.41, and this is 0. So that's it for the grids. Now just click on OK. Now as you can see, it draws only the lines in X grid, and that's why, because we have entered here some values, so we need to delete this. So delete, 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 delete. Now just click here and then add it again. So first value was 3.31. So as we can see now, it's working. This is our grids in y direction and this is our grids in x direction. Click on OK. Okay, and here we are. This is our grid system is ready. Now we will start drawing. First, we will start with the column. So to draw a column, you can come here to the quick selection tools or just go to draw and then draw an object. Here, draw beam column object, and you can select it from here. So let's select it from here. One of the most important things you should focus on here, our properties of object. For now, as you can see, the column properties is still column. We don't want this one. We will change it to the section that we have created in the previous video. So let's say that we want to draw a column of section 30 into 60. So select it, and it's very simple. Just left click and drag, and here we are. This is our first column. As we can see, it has drawn the column here in the 6th floor, and that's why, because we are in the story 6. So to end command, press escape, and to delete it, just select it like this and press delete. Now let's get back to story 1. Move down, story 4, story 3, story 1. Never ever draw on base, because here we will just place our support. So base is for support, not for drawing. It's only here we will assign our joints only. So just go to story 1. Story 1 means will act as our basement, ground floor or first floor, whatever, it depends on your project. What is the most important point? Never ever draw here in base. Here you just have to assign your support. Now let's draw our column in the first story. So draw beam object and select quick draw column. Left click. So you can just left click and drag. It will draw it in the center, or else you can place it by yourself like this. Just zoom in by the middle button mouse, and then here on the cross section just left click, or else you can just left click and press on it. Do not release your finger, then move the cursor till you cover the point that you want to draw column on, and then release. So this is another one. Now let's say you want to draw all of these columns 30 into 60. Just left click, drag, and that's it. See how fast is it? And this is our 3D view. Now let's say that you don't want to draw all of these columns, just Ctrl Z, and if you want to restore them, just Ctrl Y. So Ctrl Z, Ctrl Y. Now Ctrl Z. Now one more important thing that I want you to know, look at the bottom right corner of the ETABS window. You will see a row of small icons. These are the snapping tools. So here the snap to grid, snap to line ends, midpoints, snap to line and edges, snap to intersections, snap to perpendicular, and so on. And that's for snapping. Now let's say that you want to draw a column of section 30 into 95. Let's select this one and just left click and then drag. So it will draw the column exactly in the center. If you press it like this, it's okay. You can use the snapping tool to help you. So left click. So let's finish it now. We will just draw all the columns. Now press escape. Now let's say that this column, let's check the sections that we have, front section. So now let's say this is column is 30 into 95, and let's say that you want to change it to 30 into 60. How you will do that? Just follow me. Left click and select it like this. As you can see, one joint is selected, one frame is selected. Means one frame is selected means one column is selected. In ETABS, frame means columns. Go to assign frame, since we will assign a column, and then section property, and let's say that you want this column to be 30 into 60. Select it, apply, okay. As you can see, it's changed. Let's say that this is want to change this to also selected like this. One frame is selected, assign frame, section property, where is it? 30 into 95. Okay. So alright, our grid is ready, snapping is on. Now it's time to add something powerful, the shear wall. If columns are like the legs of a building, then shear walls are its spine. They keep the structure from swaying under wind or earthquake. So let's go to draw, and if you want to draw a wall, just this one, draw floor wall object, and select draw wall plans. Before that, just press escape. Let's say that this area is for a shear wall. Select it, delete, or Ctrl Z. I just want to show you one thing. When we select all of this, as you can see here, now 3 joints is selected, 3 frames selected, means 3 columns are selected. 1, 2, 3. So press delete to remove it. Now draw floor, and draw walls. I want you always to remember one important thing. When you give the draw order, go to properties of object and select the property that you have created. So we have created in the previous lecture our two walls, which is 1 centimeter and 25 centimeter. So let's say that this shear wall of 25 centimeter. Select it and let's draw it here. Just left click. Okay, now as we said, we will draw a shear wall here, but let's say that this is snapping option is not working, right? So to turn on snapping option, press escape, then left click and select snap options. So select here snap to joints, line, grids, alignment frames, extension, apply. Okay, now just go to draw floor. Here you can select the draw walls, or you can come here. This is the quick toolbar. Just click on draw wall. Make sure the property is W25. Now select this point, left click, move the cursor, left click. So as we can see, this is our shear wall. Now to end command, press escape. Let's draw another one. Just activate the command, left click, left click. So that's how you draw a shear wall. So to select these two columns, as you can see now, two joints is selected, two frames is selected, which is two frames, two columns, 1, 2, and one shell is selected. The shell is the shear wall. So shear wall called shell in ETABS and columns called frames. So let's say that we don't want these columns, we will delete this column. See, if you select it like this, it will select both the column and the shear wall. As you can see here, one frame is selected, one shell is selected. So if you press delete, both will be deleted, as you can see also here. So Control Z. Let's say that you just want to delete the column, so select it from here. So one frame is selected, press delete. Selected like this, delete. Alright, we have drawn our columns and our shear walls are in place. But here is something crucial. You must remember always add joints at the right locations. Why? Because ETABS only calculates reactions at joints. If you skip adding joints to the base of columns or walls, your analysis will be incomplete, and you won't get the correct reactions or internal forces. Think of joints like the building's checkpoints. Forces travel through the structure, but if there is no checkpoint, ETABS has no way of knowing what's happening there. So after placing columns and shear walls, always verify the joints. Add them where beams meets wall. Add them at the base. To add them, just move down in the list. So now we are here in the base. Zoom out, left click and select all of them. So as you can see, 28 joint is selected. Just go to assign, join, restrain and click on fix it. Apply. Okay. Now done with the joints and our columns are standing tall and our shear walls are in place. It's time to connect everything with beams. So move up. Think of beams like the poles connecting the columns. They carry the loads from slabs and transfer them down to the columns and walls. Without them, the building is just a skeleton missing its ribs. So from here, you go to draw. A beam is also considered a frame. So click here in draw beam and click here draw beam. As I said before, properties of object, property, make sure the beam property is selected. P25 into 60. The one you just created in the previous videos. Now let's say that there is a beam connecting these two columns. Left click and left click. To continue, left click. And let's say here we have another beam and then press escape. So as you can see, I got tired of this grid line. We will turn it off the snapping tool. Now it's okay, right? Go into 3D and then click here to extrude the view. So as you can see, this is our columns and that's it. Here is our beam. For now, we are just drawing in the first story, and that's because we are selected here story one story. So if you select all stories, it will draw the columns in all stories. So let's get me I'll show you now. Let's remove this one, delete, change it to all stories, and from here select quick draw column. Just left click, drag it. Here is our column. As you can see, it's drawn in all the floors. Now press escape. Same for shear wall, same for the beams. If you want to all stories, just select here all stories. For now, let us concentrate on one story only. Now we will move on to slabs. So great, our columns are standing, shear walls are in place and beams are connected, everything. Now it's time for the slabs, the floors that bring the building to life. Think of slabs like the skin of the structure. They carry the life and dead loads and transfer them through beams and columns down to the foundation. So go to draw floors and select draw floor, this one which is irregular. And from property, make sure the slab is selected. So now to draw a slab, let's just left click and then left click here, left click, left click. Supposed to finish from the point started, so left click, and here we are. This is our slab. Delete this column. Say I selected here, one frame is selected. I just want to show you one thing. If you select the slab, it will say one shell is selected. Slab and shear walls considered shells. Beams and columns consider frames. So select this beam, one frame. So always remember that beams and columns are frames, shear walls and slabs are shells. So let's remove this column, delete. We will draw another one. If you delete this column, it will be deleted only in the first floor, first one story. Change it from here to all stories, selected. Now as you can see, it's selected in all floors. Press delete. Now change to one story, click draw column. Now let's say that you want to display the labels. Click here on set view display option, go to object assignments. So to display for columns, as we said, it's frame, so select labels and click, let's move this here, apply. So as you can see, C1, C1, C32, C31 and P4, B3, B2. So this is our beams and these are our columns. To show for slab and shear walls, as you said, they are shells, so select shell assignments and click here on labels, apply. So floor 1, W3, W2. If you want to see the view with colors, just go to general and click here on object and select materials property, apply, or section property, apply. These colors are the one here, like in define material properties. Sorry, this one depends on section properties. So define section properties, frame section. As we can see, the slab is cyan, so let's, or the column are red, so click here on the column, modify show property. As you can see, the display color is red because we have selected section properties. For the slab is cyan, so let's go here, define section properties, slab section. So this was S21, S20, sorry, modify. As you can see, the color is cyan, so close it. And for shear walls is yellow, section properties, define section properties, wall section, wall modify, here modify, since we are using W25, so it's yellow. If we draw our shear wall by using this 12 centimeter, it's gonna be gray. I'll show you right now. Just click here on where is draw wall. From here, as we said, properties, select W12. Let's say that we have a wall here, left click, now press escape. As you can see, it's gray. So if you want to display by material properties, just click on it, apply. So this is by material properties. So go to define material properties. We have defined the FCU, which is the concrete, so modify show. As you can see, it's here. Close it. Let's give it section properties. Okay. Now let's say that you want to select only columns. So here from select to select. So as we said, columns is go to properties, is a frame section. So click on it. Let's say that you just want to select the columns 13 to 60, select. As you can see here, 3 frames is selected. But you feel like you cannot see it's selected or not, just left click, come here, right click and show selected object only. So as you can see, the 3 columns are selected. Now to show the others, so right click, show all object, right click, show selected object only. For now, let's say that you want to select only P4. So select this, select. See object type, click on beams. This will select all the beams in all floors. So as you can see, 3 is selected, 1, 2, 3. Now let's say that you want to select only P4. So press escape to end selection, select. By labels, it's since it's a beam, so it's frame label, P4, select, close. As you can see, it's selected. To show, right click and show selected object, As you can see, P4 is selected. Now do not press Ctrl Z here. Always remember, right click, show all object. Now let's say that you want to select C6, the column number 6. Okay, so just go here, select this, select. So if it is an object type, whether it's column, beam, shear walls, if you want to select in all floors, just click on object type. So you can select column, beams, whatever you want. And if you want to select like let's say properties, it's frame section or slab or wall section from here. And if you want to select by labels, just click here. If it's column, then it's frame labels. If it's beam, then it's frame labels. If it is slab or walls, then shell labels. So let's say it's a column, frame labels. As we said, C6, select, close. And now you cannot see where is it, right? So right click, show selected object only. Now to show all of the objects, right click, show all objects. Now let's draw beams on the margins only. So from here, draw beam or quick draw beam. draw beam. Then let's say it's 25, property is 25 into 60. As you can see, snapping option is not working, so turn it on from here. This is our beam, first beam, second. You always remember to zoom in like this to work more precise. Now press escape. Now let's say that you want to rotate this column. Okay, so select it like this. Make sure it's one frame selected, the column is selected. So go to assign frame, then local axis, and give it a 90 degree or whatever you want. So let's say 90 degree, apply. So as you can see, we have changed its axis. You want to restore it, just click 0 or add 180 degree. As you can see, it's saying no selected objects were found. So okay, to select the same thing, just click here on this icon, previous selection. Left click, now it's selected, apply. So today we have covered the full journey of building a model in ETABS. We started by defining materials and sections, setting up units and laying out the grid, the foundation of a grid design. Then we drew columns and shear walls, added supports and connected everything with beams and slabs. Along the way we learned how to select objects, delete or edit them, and even rotate them when needed. We explored how to focus on specific sections, show only what we want, or reveal the entire model. And finally, we learned how to assign and modify sections, making sure every element behaves correctly. Snapping helped us place everything precisely, ensuring a clean, connected, and analyzable structure. By following these steps, we have built a complete ETABS model from scratch, ready for analysis and ready to bring our design to life.